sports horn, Artosis.
Yeah.
Nerds are coming out of the bushes, coming out of the sewers. GSL Code S is on.
It's the horn of Taste-Or.
Yeah, the Tastador.
TY Stats. Rematch
This is a rematch of Katowice.
Artosis
is the best.
I got
You're in my mind. You're controlling my thoughts.
Yeah, no, this is obviously a great match. Definitely, in my opinion, TY favored.
Sure.
Stats is a fantastic player, but I think that TY will make a lot of Liberators and kill Stats. That's my expert analysis here. Like, seriously, like, what Stats... For instance, if you put Stats versus the Horseman, he does much better against Maru and Beyond, in my opinion.
I totally agree.
Shuts down multi-pronged harassment.
Well,
he splits units really well.
Yeah.
But if someone just macros like a god and makes a bunch of Liberators, that's where Stats has the hardest time. If you just... Like, he loses more to, like, random Terrans than to some of the top guys, because...
That's actually a very good point. I hadn't thought about that.
It is actually a true point, too. Like, when he was playing against Bjorn earlier, like, what was it, maybe in the previous round? You know, that's just how it went. Like, he smashes Bjorn and loses the game to a random Terran, you know?
Let's do this. One of these two players advances the round of 8. TY versus Stats.
That was an interesting
That was
song.
an unusual song selection there.
3535. And then together you guys 7.
Splice. TY.
Stands for tomato yogurt.
Tomato yogurt. That is not a flavor of yogurt.
Yeah, what's going on with that?
That's a really good question, actually. I bet that would be good, too.
It's called ketchup. In the upper left, the red.
Splice. Stats.
Yeah. You never look at ketchup the same way if you just think of it as tomato yogurt.
Yeah, that's kind of gross.
That's nasty. I've never been a ketchup guy, actually. I'm gonna put myself out there. I prefer mustard. It's a better condiment.
Better.
It's a better condiment.
People are like, but I like ketchup. I'm like, oh, you like red sugar?
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, no, red sugar paste. Have fun with that. Doesn't even taste like tomatoes at all. It tastes specifically exactly like ketchup.
Yeah.
It's its own flavor.
You ever notice there's only one brand? There's only one brand of ketchup, but there's so many different brands of mustard. It's over. Heinz won, guys.
Dude. Okay, I gotta. Have you ever seen the show Community?
Only clips online, but it looks pretty funny.
It's pretty funny. I haven't watched like a whole lot of it, but like I was watching a couple episodes with my wife semi-recently, and there was
immovable object versus unstoppable force.
Unstoppable force is the Terran. Come on, they move around all the time. But look, let me tell you about it. It's just like the funniest thing. I think about it quite often. They were like doing a debate about whether humans can be good or evil, and they keep on going back and forth, like why one side is why humans are good, one is why they're evil.
Yeah.
And like the funny guy that's like the main guy in the show is doing the evil side of humans, right? And like they'll do these like long speeches and stuff about like, oh, this is humans are good because of this and this and this, and humans are bad because of it. And then eventually, like one of his counters for the humans is evil part was pizza is a vegetable. And I just thought that was because you remember when this happened that they just like decided that
schools, right?
Tomato sauce or something
counted
counts
as a vegetable in American schools.
Yeah, so suddenly pizza becomes a vegetable. It's like this is the worst cop out for nutrition ever on Earth. Like it's so funny.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Okay, that's the end of my story.
Oh, I enjoyed that. Thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem. That's why I'm here. I mean, after you gave me that wonderful...
The shoes joke?
Yeah, that was just so good.
He's already got one nerd on his foot.
Oh,
just going to see if this one... He's looking at the ref like, can I wear him out?
He needed... He probably needed rubber gloves to get Patience off the bottom of his shoe, man, after that last game. Holy crap. Just smashed him.
Patience fizzled out pretty fast in that last series.
Yeah.
It looked like we might have a better series. Like, it was like, okay, game 1 was like not terrible. But it just seems like TY is like, no, I just know what I'm doing.
Yeah. Patience has not been on top of it this year like he was last year. Like 2015 and 16, I felt like Patience was pushing top 5 for Protoss.
Yeah.
You know, he was right around there. He was doing good. He had some good SSL runs and stuff. But so far this year, it's been like he's really not been putting out any good results.
Look at where he hit that Widow Mine. That's pretty cute.
Yeah. That's the funny randomized
Yeah.
scene. By the way, the way the Oracle was moving as it came in, he knows that TY does this. I guarantee you that Stats was looking at his Oracle as soon as it got through the mid part of the map.
Yeah.
Because, like, this is the mine meta. You just, like, put the mine somewhere almost random to
Yeah.
try to catch it. But if
Basically
you watch
playing
your Oracle,
roulette.
yeah, if you can spare the time to watch your Oracle, then you can see it coming and not hit it.
Right.
Because if you lose that first Oracle, man, oh, there are
You're
few
gonna have a
things
bad
worse.
time. Yeah. Well, it's cool to have the IEM finals rematch here.
Yeah.
I like the Reaper over here. Trying to, if the Oracle comes, you might be like, oh, Reaper, I'm going to shoot it.
Yeah, that
he dies.
sometimes works. It actually works so often, but I don't think Stats will fall for that crap. Why would that Reaper stand there?
Because it blends in with the minerals, it's blue.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Imba, why are you allowed to be blue in this
Yeah,
game?
don't you think it's unfair if you're blue in this game? It's like you're too strong.
Clearly.
Clearly.
Yeah, I like the fact that he's going Glaives, not Charge.
Okay.
We didn't really get to talk about that
Did he
too
get a
much.
Stargate? He did not, right? Oh, no, he had to,
he get
because
a
he has an
Stargate?
Oracle.
Well,
What am I
yeah.
talking about? He has an Oracle. I'm so
It's an Oracle.
stupid. Ah, I gotta go, guys. I just like take my headset off and run out of here and go up and cry. I'm watching the Oracle the whole time. Like, does he have Stargate though? Can he
We've been
make air
talking about
units?
the Oracle so
Yeah.
much. Like, did he ever make any gateways?
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna need a crowd army eventually, guys.
But does he have a factory? Like, yeah. Anyways, this is such a nice push coming out of TY. Definitely very annoying and hard to stop. I love the fact that he is making some stasis wards. Ooh, he makes that right in vision. So,
Oh, but there's a second one.
now
Okay.
this little force he has, this is fantastic. If you have stasis wards and a few sentries with some adepts, you can really stall them out for a long time.
Okay, tagging the army. I don't know if it's going to deter TY though. Oh.
Yeah, he might walk directly into this other stasis ward.
Oh no,
Oh, my
SCV sets it
God.
off.
Wow.
Okay, he's going to rinse and repeat here.
Okay, he should
like
just be
when-
moving his probes. Like, he can't deal with that right now, but if he cuts off reinforcements, then
Oh,
I
Widow
think
Mine
he's
down here, too.
going to be fine. He'll eventually be able to clean this.
Did he miss the tag on the Widow Mine? I think he accidentally
Oh my
hit the
God.
wrong area.
It's just like this last game.
Finally, I get to watch one Stalker fight one Viking on the ground.
Yes.
I have no idea who wins that Artosis.
Oh,
We're finally going to find out how it goes down.
Oh,
13
man.
probe kills.
Yeah, everything is kind of going wrong right now. Look at the amount of lost mining time on that as well. Nope. Nope. Nope.
Don't
nope,
do it.
Nope. Nope.
Burr!
Oh boy. Well.
Okay. Well, he does get both the tanks eventually.
Yeah. I guess it's worthwhile
And
for that.
actually, it paid off. The problem is that the damage has already been done. 14 probe kills.
And tons of lost mining time.
Yeah.
And he just, like, he had to use a lot of units to clear that. Oh boy.
He's not slowing down either, man. He's going to go for a snipe on the Nexus, it looks like. Or at least
Oh.
try to get all the workers.
Look at this scumbag Viking trying to come up and do something.
Okay. Look at that. The Phoenix going to have to pick it back up and then drop it later.
Yeah.
Back in the air with you.
Just about.
Ooh, good save. A clean escape.
So after all is said and done, TY has his third base up. He's making tons of units. He's getting upgrades.
I got to take a moment here and point out what a great guy Rapid is.
Why?
He was going to the convenience store. He brought me a water. Thank you, Rapid. And you know what he did, guys? Because my hand's broken, he opened up the bottle because he knew that little Tasis
Yeah.
is a cripple and can't do it himself.
Well, did he butter your toast?
Yes.
He did that too? Wow, he really did replace me.
Yeah, you are obsolete, man. You've been nerfed.
Yeah.
Or he has been buffed, I should say. So Protoss is going to try to loop around here. And I don't think this is going to be effective at all.
No.
Not a bad idea, I guess, to tag it. He needs to stay on top of the tagging of the army because TY is usually going to win this by just whittling down his opponent with drops and harass.
I like this move by Stats a lot, though. You know, poke in towards the third with an army that can't really do anything.
Yeah.
And then when units come up, just shade in. I mean, he gets 8 SCVs. That's not too bad. But his army is so small, and he's trying to get into Colossus tech, but I feel like TY has this tempo advantage right now that's really hard to stop, and TY is a guy that doesn't really stop SCV production, so even though you've managed to kill a few, Look at how many he has. 61 on 3 bases. His economy is fantastic. He's got tons of Liberators being made. Ooh, TY.
TY's moving out. Pretty big supply difference here. With workers almost even, then TY definitely has a lot more muscle to his army. The Adept Harass is going to come in. I don't know if TY's going to turn around, though.
Yeah, I don't think he will. Like, you just clean up everything as best you can. His attack will, at minimum, cancel that 4th base. Realistically, I think he'll do a lot more than that. Like, he might be able to kill him. Thermal Lance just got started. So the Colossus are not even really that scary right now.
Okay, he's pushing forward. This expansion should be forced to cancel here. Insta-cancel. Force field's going down. TY does not care. He's just diving on top of this. Liberator's getting set up in position. It does trigger the Stasis Ward, but I think he's in okay shape. No tanks for this, by the way. It's just going to be infantry and Liberators pushing forward. He's got to be careful, though. That Colossus is at a really good angle.
It is. The Thermal Lance not quite done yet, and he moves in with these Liberators once again. Those are the last 2 overcharges, so, I mean, this is getting pretty scary. When you're siege up next to the Nexus, it's very hard for Protoss to defend that.
Yeah, they're having to move around the outer perimeter of the Nexus. He's going to try to come in here. Are there enough Stalkers to actually get underneath these Liberators? It seems like the ground army for Terran has been thinned out a little bit.
Yeah, he's got some mines in there. He's got like 2 mines and some bio, so very difficult to do. Nothing defending this natural base as well. TY just playing a fantastic game here so far. Thermal Lance still not finished. Oh boy.
Oh my god, he's going for the Nexus! No shields remaining here. The Colossi on move command for the time being. Just barely threatens the Terran to get back, but I think he's going to come around. Oh, look at this. He's so funny. He's like, watch this. Catch me if you can.
Yeah, more damage going to be dealt out here. Medevac's following up with these units.
There's not enough Phoenixes to, oh, well.
Oops.
Yeah, no scope that one Medevac out of the sky.
Stalkers did a 360 during the blink.
Yeah. And I guess the harass is slowed down here. It's actually Stats kind of doing what Stats does best, which is holding off all the attacks and eventually getting a bigger army. The game is seesawing now. He's going to try to push across the map. I'm not sure if TY has enough to push this back.
Well, he's making a lot of Vikings right now, but they might be just slightly late. 4 Colossi, even with 3 or 4 Vikings, like, you're not really going to be able to push that back very quickly, and he has Glaives already. He has +1, so definitely some good things going on here for Stats, but he has to get something done right now.
Okay, he's going to try to come in here. Not easy for Protoss to escape out that very narrow area. Perhaps an overextension there by Stats. Right now, supply 130 to 126, so things are evening out. They're both trying to take the 4th base. Nobody's mining from their new expansion just yet. Storm's on the way here for Protoss, which is going to make it's going to be very handy for trying to deal with these clumpy pushes coming out from Terran.
That is super important, but TY has a timing right before then. He's starting his Ghost Academy anyways, but with the amount of Vikings that he's popping out right now, if he just goes for an attack, like very, very soon here, probably lining up with 2-2, I think he gets in there right before Storm. Like 2-2 plus like 10 Vikings against all those Colossi. He should be able to wipe those out before Storms get him, I believe.
We don't really mention this enough, but late game timings like that are really hard to pull off. They get there right before Psystorm. Like, you have to have a very good sense of what the rhythm of the game is like.
Yeah, and I don't think he can even say that he's going to get there before Psystorm, but it's just like his 2-2 is lining up in such a way that he might hit this just perfectly. You know, because like as your 2-2's finishing, you have this many Vikings, you want to attack no matter what.
Okay, he's going for it. Storm's almost done. Almost done. 10 seconds.
Yeah, it looks like maybe he doesn't quite have that window.
Yeah.
Storm is going to save him so hard.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I think actually Stats can win this. If he gets off some good Storms, this
if he didn't have Storm, if he didn't have Storm right now, I think he'd just die to this.
Okay. So far, I think even without the Storm, the angle that Stats is executing this attack at is just so good.
And, well, TY also sees these High Templars, so it's like, you can't even stack your Vikings against this or they'll get wrecked.
Okay, 1 Colossus down. If you can wipe out the Colossus, usually you can outmaneuver the other player with your infantry army, but I think that he can come in here and just stomp this expansion, right?
Ooh, if he gets some EMPs off here, this would be gigantic.
Ooh, good dodge.
Yeah.
Only skimming on the edge of that Storm. 10 probes killed, by the way, back over there at home for Stats. making this worker count basically even now.
Yeah, dealing some harassment of his own here. That is a planetary, so TY doesn't have to babysit it too much. Great move by Stats, leaving some behind. Bringing up some High Templar now.
Liberator coming back here, getting set up in a good area. Again, these Adepts still shaving away at TY's worker count. TY, by the way, with more bases, it should be pointed out. He is growing at just an overall faster rate, despite these fights looking kind of even. TY just powers up, man. He's so sick.
Yeah, his economy is always super strong. He's
Yeah.
sitting here right now, mining off 4 bases, floating that main CC over to that 5th base area. And some Immortals being added in for Stats, I do like that, but with the multiple starports right now, like I think he has 2 reactor starports, doesn't he? So the Liberator count will start to get ridiculously high.
Yeah, well, when you get this much production coming out of starports, it's pretty scary for the Terran.
Yeah.
I like the Zealot harass, just considering the situation that Stats needs to get another base up actually pretty soon. And the only way to really ensure that that's going to happen is to continue to have these Zealot harasses coming in, where Terran can never really comfortably leave his base without the threat of that looming over him.
Okay, here we go again. Stats walking forward here.
Okay, Storm's on the Liberators, not bad. Also storming his own Observer back there.
Yeah, some good feedbacks on those Ghosts as well. The Ghosts not getting off the MPs that they're really looking for. Some great Storms to kind of cover his retreat, but still.
Oh, TY's pouncing.
Oh my god.
One Colossus down. Is he going to continue to pursue?
The splash damage almost completely eradicated.
It's just
now.
Stalkers now.
God, he morphed in a couple High Templars, so maybe he'll have some Storm. Luckily, he does have those Immortals now as well. But TY is just, he's getting favorable trades here. He's keeping his economy together and making Liberators and Ghosts, whereas he's knocked out a ton of the splash damage of his opponent. Like, look at this army of Stats. It's not a bad army, but he lost a lot there. Like, you can't lose those 3 Colossus and all those High Templars. What did he gain? He didn't really gain anything.
Yeah, well, it was a pretty haphazard attack there. The Stalkers, not bad, coming in here, shaving off some more of those Vikings. You know, when the Colossus count gets knocked that far down, well, knocked down to 0, you have to ask yourself as a Protoss, do I want to even start making Colossi again?
Especially when they have all these Vikings, I would say probably not.
Stat says actually, yeah, he's making one Colossus now, but I don't know if it's going to work out for him.
I'm not a super duper fan of it, but one thing that I feel like he does need is Tempest at this point. I think when TY gets up to this stage where he has so much and he's just massing Liberators, no one moves Liberators as well as TY.
Very true.
And if you don't have something that actually counters them, he will kill you with them eventually. Like, he just keeps making good moves over and over and over, and eventually you're going to be out of position somewhere.
Coming in here now. Looks like the harass here is completely drying up for Stats. The Stats has just now gotten that 5th base up. Keep in mind, it's going to be kind of hard for Terran to expand anywhere else and keep it, like the space we're seeing him trying to acquire up here at the upper right. It's definitely more pokeable for the Protoss. Yeah. A little bit easier for Protoss to take the majority of the map than it is for Terran. And every iteration of StarCraft there's ever been, Terran always kind of have a hard time taking far reaches of the map.
Yeah, definitely very true on that. And TY does throw down planetaries at those far-reaching bases a lot of the time. But, you know, Stats can't do too much because he is trying to get into Tempest play here. So I feel like what he needs to do right now is be in the middle of the map, threaten counters like this. Like, that's a great move, right? That really does a lot for him, canceling off that command center. But look at this. Where is Stats' army? Where is it? Not here. So now the Liberators just move up and get in position. And like I was talking about, this is how you kill Stats. You make a bunch of Liberators and then you bring them up. Stats needed to be in the middle of the map when this started. Like, you have, it's imagine these as siege tanks. You have to make them siege 4 or 5 times before they get to you, and then you can actually do something about it. But instead, everything's in position on top of 2 of Stats' bases.
Yeah.
He can't break that.
Stats is trying to counter here. It's just not working. He got completely zoned out. This Nexus is going to go down. He's actually able to hit the workers at the other base. As Stats may fall apart here, Stats is actually going to go for a counter. No, he's not. He's going to try to come around from behind.
Okay. All the Liberators actually turning around there. That's a little bit surprised to see that. And some of them do get caught, but he has more than enough to hold on, I would say.
Yeah, he just sets up liberation zones everywhere. Oh, God, yeah, try to get mad.
But Stats loses 2 bases and isn't mining still from his I guess it was his 5th, now his 3rd. So Stats definitely taking the worst end of this by a mile. But again, this is just him kind of being out of position against the Mass Liberators. When your opponent is going for that, when you're trying to get into Tempest, yeah, you can't directly fight the army, but you can force Liberator sieges, and this is something he did not do. He's TY got in position, and like, how is Stats to win this? He has a Tempest.
He's about to turn this nerd into that shoe. He's already got one Protoss shoe.
He's getting his toes in right now.
Yeah, Stats is shrinking down into a shoe right now. He's like, I don't want to be a shoe. I want to be a boy. I want to be a pro gamer. No. No.
Not when TY's here. Not going to happen.
He's coming forward now. You can tag that army all you want. See, look at this. He just abuses the positioning that Protoss is in. Yeah. He's so fast. If he gets EMPs up on those Templars, it's going to be game over.
Yeah, even if he doesn't, like, the Templars cannot even get close to the Liberators. The push is just so strong against Stats here. He was a little bit slow getting his Tempests out. And he's definitely been out of position a couple times here, so this should be game.
He's bringing this nerd to the cobbler shop.
Cobbler shop.
He's got cobbler nerds.
Yeah.
GG, TY is unreal good.
Yeah. Super well done by TY, and he is unbelievably good on that map, to be fair. It's a good map for TVP overall.
For his style, too.
Yeah. This is maybe his strongest map, so good on him for that. But I cannot stress enough that Stats should have been in the center of the map. When you see someone starting to mass Liberators, while they can be used for harassment and multitasking, in the later game, when you're massing them, you're actually making a death ball as Terran. And so you can afford to have your army way up there. Yeah, some medevacs can come in and mess you up some, but Terran will literally kill you if they siege near your Nexus.
Yeah.
So we need to see Stats do that a bit better. But like I was talking about before the game, this is his weakness, actually. This is like, if you're going to play Stats ever in a tournament, guys, then, I guess I'm not really talking to any of you guys. Let's say that you were.
You wish.
Make lots of Liberators, because that is his weakness. Don't try to drop him all over the place. He will smash you.
Going into game number 2, Stats got to bring out the best TVP he's ever had. Looks like history may repeat itself from the IEM finals with once again TY crushing Stats.
2017 Hot 6, GSL Season 3, Code S.
In the bottom left, in the blue, our Terran player, he is
Splice, TY.
in the bottom right, in the red.
Splice, Stats.
I'll tell you. TY just looking way too good for this group. And just in general lately, he's looked way too good for everyone except Innovation.
Yeah, well, he's on another level.
Yeah, like
so good. I particularly against these Protoss players that you see so many of these Protoss players that kind of deflect everything and absorb a lot of blows and then overcome in the long run. And it seems like they just can't do it against TY. He's too solid.
Yeah, I completely agree with that.
Even in that last game where it looked like it was kind of even, if you look at the expansions, TY's actually up a base and has been mining from it for a while. I'm like, oh, okay.
It's crazy. Yeah. Like, he really always knows what to do. I think without a doubt he's the smartest player, and just Innovation might be a little bit too quick for him.
Ooh, look at that drawing. That's a good drawing.
Kind of looks like you.
That's me without my beard and
my
long hair and my cigarette back when I smoked.
And your gun.
And my gun. Yeah, my gun that I have apparently.
But yeah, I don't know. The way that this year has been shaping up, the beginning of the year belonged to Innovation, and then like TY has still been super strong the whole time. Then like really hit his stride. And truthfully, probably should have won almost every tournament this year. Now Innovation's back in form, and just looking forward to BlizzCon. I keep asking myself, who is going to beat TY or Innovation? I feel like only they can beat them right now. Like
only they can beat them?
Only they.
Only they!
Their only enemies are each other, not even themselves. But, yeah, I hope that TY does not dumpster Stats again this game. Because
well, he might.
Like, Stats, the thing is, Stats played really well. I'm surprised he even broke the first push correctly.
Yeah.
And not that that's a slam against Stats. Like, TY was playing really well right at that moment. And Stats had already lost some probes and stuff. So I was like, ooh, is Stats gonna bungle this? But no, he pushed back. He made it a real game. And then TY's like, hey, what's up, Liberators?
I think we're going to have a long game on this map. Sometimes we have super long ones, but we've had a lot of games where they just end on the third base.
Yes.
Terran's got some pretty slick pushes they can come in here and do.
Yeah, it's very true. You take that third base really quick as Protoss, and then Terran is like, hey, I have 2 Cyclones, what's up? But
They do sound like that.
well, when they make 2 Cyclones and just attack you, yes, that's exactly what they sound like. Wow, you're so good. You made 2 of that expensive unit, and I made my gateways after my Nexus. You're very good at this game. I'm very impressed. We'll see how quickly. Yeah, okay, so he is going for the 3rd Nexus very, very, very quickly, and it is in that forward base. So a lot of this comes down to just like you use an overcharge to stop the initial push. Let's see if he makes a Cyclone.
Oh, he got in. All right, good little scout. Still waiting for the tech to be revealed here. Getting the Viking out first. This should get out right as the Oracle comes in.
You think
he's going to go to the bottom?
Is he going to make a siege tank, you think?
I mean, he can. You can do that siege tank push on this map for sure.
I wouldn't be too surprised if he goes.
Especially because Protoss is taking the base that's just more to the middle, not the one at the upper right.
Yeah. It's funny because like this base in the mid game is going to be a little bit better for defending that top base, but in the early game, man, some of these pushes from Terran, they get there in like a millisecond.
Yeah.
It's like Terran doesn't even have a factory yet, and then there's a tank at your third. But,
very good. He's tagged the Viking.
He knows exactly where that Viking
He'll be able to avoid that Viking for some time now.
Unfortunately, he used all his energy, so he can't do anything anyways.
Well, we're still waiting. Those tanks being made already. McToast will toast.
Yeah, and he's going to do that push, and it's going to be hard to stop. A lot of times people do that with Cyclones, but TY, it looks like he's really favoring some of these 2 tank pushes right now. Definitely been using that a lot today. Glaives incoming. I do appreciate that Stats is skipping Phoenixes. Because, like, Phoenix Adept is not a bad strategy by any means. But brute force attacks can be very, very strong against it.
Yeah.
And, you know...
By the way, he did not get a tag on the infantry, so this might blindside him.
Okay, let's see if he can hold on. He is making a cannon right now, which is definitely not what you need.
I was going to ask, do you want to tag that, or do you want to save the energy to fight that? I mean, is it really worth it? You know what he's doing. I know I'm theory crafting a little bit here, but I don't know if it's actually worth it to be like, okay,
I understand.
I'm going to watch the army the whole time before it comes over here and commits to killing me.
Well, he still has energy on the Oracle. This stasis ward is actually really, really good, but because he has siege tanks, he can go to the high ground here. This is so tough for Stats. He needs his glaives and +1 to finish. He just needs to buy some time.
Whoa, almost went for the the tank over there.
Oh,
not
sad
good.
face.
Ah! Okay, got over there. I wasn't sure if he was going to make it. That's why I'm going to cast everything from right now. I'm screaming. And then I'm going to upgrade the next season. I'm going to have pots and pans I bang together while I'm doing that.
It's so good. Okay, this is the most annoying Liberator ever. But okay, so his +1 in glaives is finishing up. His glaives already done.
Just got done.
Ooh, just stand right there.
Whoa,
Okay,
whoa.
Oh man. Well, that was really good micro by 2.
Wow.
I can't even tasteless.
I can't even. My face.
Well, that's like,
my face can't even. That's it, right?
Those shoes fit like a glove.
They
man.
do, yeah. Right now, the nerd cobbler's like, "Do you want a receipt?" And he's like, "I won't be returning them."
Oh man.
Wow. Okay. Tanks are still gonna live.
This is so funny that we're watching Oracles kill siege tanks next to a pump.
Yeah. For a moment, I had to ask, can Oracles attack tanks?
I know, right?
I just never see it. I'm like, maybe there's just that ability doesn't work on tanks. Funny. That's the only unit it can't work on.
Ooh, target that! Ooh, he gets the little mines. It's so good. It's shocking that Stats has actually held on so well here. This just goes to show how good of a player he is.
Yeah.
Because like,
seriously,
When that first shade-in didn't work, I was like, oh, man.
Yeah. And both tanks lived. And they were both really low on HP, so it's like, well, this was not at all how it was supposed to go. This is possibly the worst possible outcome.
Yeah. But thank God for those 2 oracles, huh?
Yeah.
Killing off those siege tanks. And now he actually gets
I guess we now know, Artos, it is worth it to tag the army when it's coming there.
Yeah, well, I guess it is. Color me impressed.
Yeah.
If he had not been able to kill those 2 siege tanks, this would have been a very, very dirty and quick game, I think. But well done, and he's going into his Colossus tech and his Blink. And notice the Liberator production starting here for TY. He should play probably a... Well, the thing is he's killed off enough units that he knows stats doesn't have a whole lot, but TY basically needs to avoid taking massive SCV losses right now while he's building up his Liberator force a bit. And then it's going to get a little bit hard for Stats to do too much.
Stats knows his push is going to be inbound very soon. He's going to try to rely on some of these oracles to try to slow down the momentum Terran might have. I'm not sure if it's going to work, though.
And the Thermal Lance coming in. It's kind of that quiet period. Should make a second pile in there.
Shh. Quiet period. The calm before the storm.
Yeah.
Well, he sees that this army's coming towards him. Is he going to have the right position? He's scanned, so he will see everything that's set up here to try to slow this down. Oh, hold on. Did the stasis work off?
Oh, no, he's scanned and killed it.
He gunned it down. Okay.
Yeah. Tough stuff here.
Wow, TY is just really, really awesome at this game. Now, hold on. There's actually a lot of stalkers.
Yeah, he might be able
to drive it back.
The Colossi mostly connecting with Marauders there.
I think
really
the Liberators,
a lot of time.
hold on. It's kind of hard to follow this infantry underneath this. Yeah, the Liberators live. It's just 2 Colossi. And he can't really get over there. I believe the reinforcements...
Would you like your names in the side of your shoe?
Yeah. Seriously, he's going to get the matching socks with the shoes. This is crazy. The push is continuing, though. I mean, in fairness, Stats he has not lost his base. I'm just worried these Colossi are going to get gunned down because there's not enough underneath them to protect him.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's like the Stats is barely scraping together a defense here, but he's not really gaining anything. TY's taking a 4th during all of this. Stats has no splash damage. Like, even if he lives through this, TY is gaining value in his army. He's getting 3 upgrades currently for his army, whereas Stats absolutely not.
Okay, just Stalkers now. Never a good sign. Some sentries are coming in here, but there's not enough other basic tier 1 units to pair with the sentries to give them any utility. So we should see GG any moment as TY easily and quickly moves on to the round of 8. We only got 1 more round of 8 spot, Artie.
Yeah, TY, the amount that he crushed this group, he's like 1,000,000,000% better than this group.
He's like a garbage compactor, but for nerds.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
And there's no Han Solo to turn this one off.
No, I'm afraid not. We're going to go to an interview here with TY and see how he's feeling, since he is clearly the best player in this group. Protoss, what?
No, it's just these guys cannot stand up.
Protoss is just a bunch of target dummies for TY's Marines. That's what that is.
This was the training zone for him.
Yeah.
It's a training stage. He just practices combos on these guys.
Yeah.
Which is so weird to say because it's Stats, but just stylistically, Stats does not match up well against TY. And that's such an important part of this game. All these top pros have such drastically different styles from each other.
오늘 완벽한 경기력 D조의 1위 진출자
Perfect performance from TY, says Guri. Congratulations. Thank you.
네, 자 1위 진출 소감 어떠신가요?
How do you feel? You got first place.
선수들이 다 까다로워가지고
네.
굉장히 연습하는 과정은
I want to say all the Protosses in my group were actually pretty tough players. I was training really hard for this.
많이 좋았던 것 같아요.
I can tell you I'm really relieved now that I've actually managed to advance in first place.
일단 연습 때
네.
계속
You kept doing the same build back there, TY. Is there any reason for that?
그래가지고
네.
Yeah.
이 빌드에 대한 약간 좀 자신감이 있어가지고
I even use the same builds when I'm practicing. It just seems clean and it works, so why not?
진다는 마인드라고 하죠 이거를.
솔직히 어제까지는
Still worked
안
offline,
좋았는데
just like I did online at home.
어제 밤에
So yeah, if it works at home, I'll bring it out to a tournament.
게임 진 거 말고는 거의 안 졌던 것 같아요.
주성 선수한테는 지셨어요.
Last night I had
특이하게
games against
잘하더라고요.
Zest.
특이하게
With that
잘하셨다
build.
이렇게 또 이야기를 해주셨는데 자 오늘 김대엽 선수와의
I lost some of the matches. Is that what he said? Lost some matches against Zest?
He lost some of the matches against Zest with
이렇게
it.
다 예측이 되세요?
일단 평상시 연습을
Did you
워낙 많이
expect,
하다
or
보니까
were you able to predict all of Stats' movement on the map? Well, generally speaking, we play against each other a lot for practice. So when it comes to prepping for Protoss matches, usually the guy I actually go to is Stats. So I basically know where he's going to move and I know his style.
1위로 8강에
If I didn't know, maybe the game would have turned out differently.
외적인 질문으로 이제 8강에 올라가면 박명우 선수예요. 박명우 선수는 어떠세요? 자신감 챙기세요?
박명우 선수 때 워낙 많이 져가지고
You're going to be meeting Dark in the round of 8.
Oh my God, what a match!
힘들겠다 싶기도 한데
네.
I've actually lost a lot of games to Dark recently, so I'm not too confident against him, but
승산이 없지는 않을 것
I've
같아요.
had some wins, especially in IEM. Maybe if I prepare well enough, it'll be okay.
아닌 징크스도 생각이 나네요. 8강에서의 안 좋은 기억이 계속 있어요. 그럼 역시 패배 생각이 나시지 않으세요?
지금 8강에서
There's a curse in the quarterfinals. You always get a reverse sweep.
네.
솔직히 얘기하면은
That seems to be a pattern with you.
첫 게임을
Do you think
지고
it's going to happen again here?
좀 그래도 첫 게임을 져도
Well, the
마음이
round of
편할
8.
것 같은 그런 느낌도 많이 받고
If I lose the first map,
굉장히 좀 무게감을 많이 느끼고 있어요.
그래도 최선을 다해서
It makes me feel, I guess, comfortable.
좋은 결과 기다리겠고요. 자, 계속해서 응원해주시는
because I
팬분들에게
start out
한마디
pretty
해주시죠.
decent.
일단 요즘 최근에 너무
I actually didn't catch that, guys.
Basically, every time he starts out 2-0 and then goes 0-3,
열심히 연습해서
Oh.
so he prefers to lose.
Lose the first map. Okay, got it.
감사합니다.
네,
He also
알겠습니다.
says, I've been
자,
training
1위
hard, guys.
축하드립니다.
Keep watching me. You're going to see some awesome games
네, 이렇게 기조의
for
1위
offline tournaments coming
진출자
up.
전태양 선수 만나봤고요. 계속해서 GSL 이벤트 안내.
All right, well, that does it. Good job, TY.
먼저 첫
3
번째
nerds.
첫
One
번째
spot
만나주시죠.
remains.
Yes, yes. So we will have Hurricane against Patience next.
That's right.
And, I mean, that should be a pretty good PvP. I think Hurricane showed some good builds and stuff before.
Sure. I'm looking forward to it. We're going to go to a short break. When we come back, the losers match for the GSL Codes.
Yeah.
But also, don't forget to participate in our event. It's the GSL's
Messages,
birthday.
photos, cheerfuls, videos, and etc.
Yeah.
3 fans will get a GSL uniform. That's pretty sick.
I don't even have one of those, and I work here.
Yeah, that's true.
So
This
send
is
some
your
stuff in.
GSL uniform.
Yeah, man.
I love how your tie is just kind of it's like, hey, there were my buttons.
I'm kind of a wild guy. You never know what I'm going to do.
Oh, you're crazy.
We're going to go to commercial. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Will we?
No.
Will we be right back?
We're just going to stay right through the commercial.
No bathroom break for us.
No.
Let me try that again. We're going to go to a commercial now. We'll be right back.